at their own 27. 2 minutes to play in the game. And unless they can come up with 7 yards, Chicago's going to have it. The pass is caught by Ron Wheeler, the tight end, and he's got a first down. And now Don Schwartz is hurt on the play as he comes up to make the tackle. Here, and boy, they need him. If they lose Schwartz, they are in trouble. He's the strong safety. He's had a pass interception and run for a touchdown. Those of you who have been watching the Michigan Panther Arizona game where the score was 33-7, we welcome you to the closing moments of this game, which is in hand of the Chicago Blitz, 31-7 with a minute and 54 to play in the game. And the Chicago strong safety Don Schwartz has just been injured making a tackle. Here's how it happened.
He's coming up to make a tackle on this play. That's 29 Ted Walton. He's a free safety. Livingston looks, throws. Now you see Schwartz coming in from the bottom of the picture. There's a catch by Wheeler right here. He makes the hit, goes down.
Oh, that could be shoulder, you know what?
Yeah. As soon as he makes a contact and hits the ground, comes off.
He's all right, I guess. Looks all right.
Doesn't seem to be favoring anything.
Nope. Here's what's happened in the USFL today. New Jersey beating Boston beating New Jersey in the fourth quarter, 34-10. Napple getting New Jersey's touchdown on a pass. Los Angeles leading Denver 14-0 in the first quarter. Mike Ray and Tony Bodie accounting for scores. Washington upset Philadelphia 21-14, but Philadelphia is the Atlantic Division champion and will host the Chicago Blitz, the wild card team, next Saturday. Michigan, in beating Arizona, wins the Central Division championship, and they will be the host team as Oakland comes calling the Pacific champions next Sunday. And the pass is off the hands of Jack Holmes. Mike Livingston on the first down play has been playing most of the second half in relief of Fred Bassana, the Oakland starter, and it was Livingston's first competition, first snap of the season. The Oakland possessions today, 14 of them, have resulted in these: 7 punts, 4 interceptions, 2 failures on 4th down, and 1 touchdown. Not a productive day. It was a ball game that Chicago had to win. If they had lost, with Boston winning, then Boston could have claimed the wild card spot, and Boston would have gone off to Michigan to play, but not so. Boston is winning all right, but then so is Chicago. Schwartz is all right, we're told. And Mike Livingston on second down and 10 goes down the middle with it. Where's that pattern been all day? Wyatt Henderson finally makes the catch. And it is first down, Oakland at the Chicago 42, with the Blitz secondary playing center field now. And there's the time remaining, 1:41. And again, the matchups for next week. Chicago at Philadelphia, and Philadelphia beat them in the regular season 31-24. Oakland at Michigan, and in the third week of the season, Oakland beat Michigan 33-27. But it's a different Michigan team. They have added 17 players since that time. And there is the 9th quarterback sack by the Chicago Blitz, and Kit Lathrop gets that one.
Oh, the Chicago defensive line hasn't let up. George Allen, happiest team, has maintained pressure throughout the ball game. Livingston, well, for all that he's been able to do today, would have rather just sat on the bench and not have taken the snap at all this year.
Livingston's pass is caught by Poncho James coming out of the backfield, and he gets back to about the original line of scrimmage, but you got a small problem because number 80, Mark Lewis, took off before the snap of the ball, and it's going to be a procedure call against Oakland. So the Boston Breakers finish with a 34-10 win over New Jersey. Boston finishing the season 11-7, but they will watch the playoffs. Chicago will finish at 12-6, Michigan at 12-6, but Michigan beat Chicago twice, so they are the Central Division champion. Oakland's going to finish at 9-9, and Philadelphia at 15-3.
Offside, number 81 on the offense. We'll replay second down.
They call Ron Wheeler, but Lewis was also long gone before the snap.
Well, George Allen's team was the team everyone picked to win the first championship in the USFL, thinking that his team would far and away have more talent than any other USFL team. Some pleasant surprises with the USFL doing so well. But his team now making the playoffs as a wild card team might be able to enjoy this 4th of July weekend.
Livingston gets away from Boobin. Pancho James drops the pass. And it'll be 3rd down. The man on crutches is Tim Cagle. Had knee surgery. Was not hit. Just twisted it in the ball game at Birmingham. That's when Bobby Scott stepped into the fore. Of course, they lost Greg Landry earlier. And then Cagle, both broken ankle for Landry, and now knee for Cagle. And Scott will be the starting quarterback in the playoffs, who played most of the season at New Jersey.
George Allen saying that his playoff chances. Landry's up there. One of those gentlemen up there in the booth helping with the play calling.
From the 44, it is 3rd down and about 22. The pass is good to Pancho James up near midfield. And he is knocked down with 55 seconds of the clock running now. I frankly, and this is just based on what we've seen this season, there'll have to be an upset to keep Philadelphia and Michigan out of the championship game in Denver July 17th.
I think so. I think Michigan is just too strong and playing too well to be really stopped and affected by this Oakland team.
A 4th down play.
Inside!
Ball slipped out of his hand. That's an incomplete forward pass. And so Chicago now just has to run out the clock with 28 seconds to play in the ball game. So it's been a kind of a tough way to end the regular season for John Ralston's ball club, but he's got at least one more game to play. The executive producer of ABC Sports, Roone Arledge. Coverage of today's game produced by Mike Pearl, directed well by Craig Janoff, technical director Rich Gelber, associate director Robbie Cowan, technical manager Tony Versley, unit manager Dennis Szabo, telecommunications manager Mike Farrell, assistant to the producer Bill Monahan. Lynn Swan, our expert analyst. Tim Brandt is on the sidelines, and here he is with George Allen as the final seconds will tick away.
Thanks, Keith. I'm standing with George right now, and he chastised the defense earlier this week. They played well for you today, George. Oh, as we get run over here. But they did play well, George.
Well, they took the ball away, and we really should have had a shutout today. I thought we had a good pass rush. We had a good support in the run, and we mixed our coverages well. Eddie Brown, the old pro, came up with 2 big plays just like he used to do with the Redskins. Stan White called a fine game. Our defensive line kept pressure on their quarterbacks all day.
Okay, let's look ahead now to Philadelphia. This game's in the history books.
Well, we want to have a few hours to enjoy it first, you see.
Philadelphia lost to Washington today. Does that hurt them at all?
No, they probably didn't play all their players, and they've had the Division I for so long that they've done a good job to play like they have, having wrapped up their division so early.
Congratulations, George, and thanks a lot.
Thank you, Tim.
Okay, Keith.
On the season, Tim Spencer, 1,157 yards. Kevin Long, 1,022 yards. So between those 2 running backs, they have been very productive. They have 2,179 yards. And we're winding down the Chicago Blitz, the wild card entry out of the Central Division. Michigan, Oakland next Sunday. Chicago at Philadelphia next Saturday. Our final score, Chicago 31, Oakland 7. Stay tuned next for the National Sports Festival. Travel arrangements made through and promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United flies to Tokyo from more top business centers with 3-class Royal Pacific service. Well, it's a happy day for George Allen and his Blitz, and this has been a ABC Sports.